Hi, I'm at the Andros Hotel in Claremont, Cape Town, and I'm penning some thoughts on the power of shared purpose, and I thought I'd put a couple of them in a quick video. So here goes. I'm going to tell you two recent examples of shared purpose which I've stumbled across. First was on a recent trip to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, and I was on a flight, an Emirates flight from Dubai to Jeddah, and it was a very, very interesting and eclectic mix of people on the flight. In fact, probably the most mixed from a nationality and a cultural point of view of any flight I think I've ever been on. And this wasn't apparent to me at all until much later. We were flying and we'd been flying for about an hour and a half, and the pilot came on and said that in about half an hour we would be the closest destination or flight path over Mecca. And at that moment, people started to get up and started to get changed, and people that weren't already in toweling or white robes or various color robes started to get changed on the plane. And I kind of thought, what on earth is this and what's happening here? And as we got closer to the point over Mecca, the pilot obviously made an announcement and people started to chant, and I was aware of this low sort of drone, and I thought, what on earth? And so much of the plane was doing this, and there was nobody I could ask. The man next to me was a Bangladeshi, and he could speak very, very little English, and we tried to have a conversation, but we weren't getting very far. And we landed, and I was waiting for my baggage after going through customs, and I got to chat to a Westerner who was also waiting for his baggage, and he is an expat from the UK and been living in Jeddah, just outside of Jeddah, for about 8 years. And he explained that all of these people are, going on pilgrimage to Mecca, and the commitment involved, and that this isn't even Hajj, which is the time of year that most people do go, and Mecca sees about 7 million people at that time. But what I was astounded by, and I was really impressed and learned a new respect for the Muslim faith. And although I'm not a religious person, I have massive massive respect for anybody who follows a faith and lives out their faith and the sense of purpose that they have. And I think that sense of purpose is amazing. But what I saw there were all these various people, and I found out that there were people from Nepal on the flight, people from Bangladesh, people from Iraq, people from Dubai, other parts of the Middle East, but coming from all over with the same purpose. So each of them had a very, very personal sense of purpose in terms of this pilgrimage and acting out their faith. But yet around the baggage carousel, people were shuffling and jostling each other out of the way to get baggage, and there was very little sort of communication or sense of shared purpose, that we're all on this journey together and we are all doing something collectively that is extremely worthwhile. And although it's extremely personal, it's a shared journey. And that took me a little bit by surprise. And this is no way a judgment at all on anything. It's purely just an example of the power of shared purpose. The next example I want to give you is that of Deborah, my partner, and I, who have just recently moved in together. And here I am sitting in Cape Town in this amazing place, which I call my second home. And literally we finished moving a day and a half ago, and Deborah is at home sorting out a whole bunch of things, including a security company, including handing over keys for the property we've moved out of. And it's just so amazing for me to have, for the first time in years, to have somebody help me out on things that I've just done myself. And I keep on saying, are you okay to do that? And are you okay to do this? And are you okay to move this? And there's the power of shared purpose, that it's not a you and me anymore. It's now an us and an our and a we. And it just makes everything so much easier. I was chatting to somebody just now about how that load has been lifted from me, and no longer am I needing to do everything myself. And I have somebody that shares the same purpose. And I see this a lot in companies who I'm fortunate enough to work with. And they talk about their culture, they talk about their ethics, and they talk about their values and sense of purpose. And very few companies get this right, where the shared purpose is evident. So each person has a job and a job description and their sense of purpose, which from a personal point of view might dovetail with their job. Very often it doesn't. I'm in this thing because I need a salary, and I'm not really fulfilling my sense of purpose here. And the sweet spot is where, whether it's a faith, whether it's a couple, whether it's a sports team. And I love the fact that we as a nation are putting together for the final, Rugby World Cup final, and how that sport is a unifier and our sense of purpose is united. It doesn't matter what background we come from, doesn't matter what color we are, doesn't matter what class we are, we will come together and support our national team. And that's a really special thing. Do you have that within your culture? Do you have that within your company? Do you have that within your church, your religion, your ideology, that shared purpose, that shared sense of we're in this thing together? What does your relationship look like? Are there two people that are pulling apart because your sense of purpose is different? Or are there two people that have a shared, unified sense of purpose and are a genuine team? Does your entire family look like that? The challenge mine doesn't, I know. So those are just my thoughts on the power of shared purpose. When two or more come together, the sum of those parts, it's always greater than, the whole is always greater than the sum of the parts. So from me to you, hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, please share for more, and until next time, cheers.